Hey everyone, and welcome to today's video. And today is another book review day where I look at books that have been submitted to me for review. It's always fun, interesting and very educational because most of these books are not making sales. So I look at why they're not making sales, and you can apply that to your own books and hopefully increase the amount of sales that you're making yourself. Now these reviews are harsh but fair, so be warned. Now, if you've not been here before, my name's Paul Marles and I do videos on how to make it, keep it and grow it, and that's your money I'm talking about. And if you do like videos like that, then do give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and also smash that notification bell to receive notification of when I produce more videos like this. So, before we get started, I have to warn you, it's a very, very low tide today, so the boat is actually on a little bit of an angle. So if I do fall into the camera, then please excuse me. Right, well, let's get to it. This is a book review day, and we're going to look at the first book that's been submitted, and this is a unicorn colouring book. Now, my first impressions are I don't like this cover. If I scroll down and look at the other books that are in this niche, these are the other viewed products within this niche, they look bold, they're bright, the colours pop. This looks a bit bland to me, and I don't like the title, the writing on the front. It's a bit too small, doesn't really stand out. I've got to look carefully at that, and if purchasers are looking on a mobile device, then they may not see the title at all. Now the price looks okay, and if we then go to the title and look at the all important keywords, because this is basically what gets you that traffic, the organic ranking and the organic traffic, we can see there are three main keywords here: unicorn colouring book, kids colouring book for ages 4 to 8 and cute colouring book for kids. If we just look at unicorn colouring book first of all, it's got 3,000 search results, so that's very competitive. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I target keywords with 1,000 searches or less if I want my book to rank organically. If I'm prepared to put ads on a book, then I will go above that figure. So this is a very competitive keyword to be targeting in order to get organic rankings. And I did check the other keywords as well, and again they came well above 1,000 search results. So what I would suggest doing is doing more keyword research, finding those keywords with 1,000 search results or less, so that you have a good chance of ranking organically. The next thing I don't like about this is the title and the keyword. The title is far too long, and the subtitle, it just looks like your keyword stuffing here. Cute colouring book for kids in pre-K, kindergarten, first, I don't know what that means, just first. Unicorns, mermaids, catacombs, fairies. So there's lots of keywords there. What you may find is that it confuses the Amazon algorithm a little bit, so the algorithm doesn't quite know what niche you're going for or where to rank this book. Combine that with the highly competitive keywords, and it's probably the main reason why you're not making sales, because you're just not getting the traffic. The description looks okay. Now, one of the issues with this is that this was published in July the 15th and we're now in September, but I can't see the look inside option. Now, I don't know why that is. If you're the author, you may want to check that yourself to see if you get the look inside option, but I certainly don't. So if customers can't look inside, that may be affecting sales as well. Okay, let's get to the next book. Now, this is the dot to dot count to 100. Now, I wasn't too sure what count to 100 meant, so I did a little bit of research, and it's dot to dots of pictures with 100 dots, and it's to supposedly help children count. So the aim is to have pictures with 100 dots, or so you would expect. We shall see. So, first of all, looking at this, I don't like the cover. These just look like simple, free, downloadable images that you've used on the cover. I may be wrong, but that's what they look like to me. I don't like the font, and you've got the capitalization of count wrong. So I would change the cover straight away, because I don't think you're going to get customers clicking on that. Now, if we look at the keywords dot to dot count to 100, if we go to Amazon, put that in the search bar, we can see that it does have 40 searches per month on Google, so that looks reasonable in terms of, you know, it's got the potential traffic. For those that don't know, I get those figures from a plugin called Keywords Everywhere, and you have to pay $10 for 100,000 credits. Then if we do the search, we find that there's 2,000 results. So again, that's very competitive unless you're planning on running ads, in which case that's fine. And in fact, when this book was submitted to me, the author asked whether he should be running ads on this. My first impressions would be no, due to the cover, because I don't think you would get the clicks. It might be quite useful to run ads, because then what you would find is you may get impressions, but you don't get any clicks, and then that's probably telling you definitively there's something wrong with the cover. Now, one of the issues I have with this book is it's a dot-to-dot count to 100, which is fine. There are books like that in this niche and appear to be selling. But if we look at the subtitle, we've got alphabet tracing and also colouring worksheets for boys and girls. So now I'm a little bit confused, because I'm asking myself, is this a dot-to-dot book, or is this some sort of puzzle activity book? If it is a puzzle activity book, why is there alphabet tracing in there? Because they're more sort of in the learning educational niche. You may find one page alphabet tracing, I'm not sure, but I've never really seen that in an activity book. But if it is an activity book, then call it that. But you've called it a dot-to-dot count to 100 book, and that's what's on the cover. That's what customers would be expecting. But now you're saying that there's also alphabet tracing and colouring worksheets. So again, you confuse customers, confuse the Amazon algorithm, because Amazon will also be thinking, well, what is this book actually about? So let's look inside. And this is very interesting, because you may remember a moment ago I said that dot-to-dot count 100 would have pictures in there with 100 dots. So let's look at the first picture that comes up. It only has 53 dots. So customers that are looking specifically for this book will look at that and go, oh no, there's 54 dots. There's only 54 dots. There's not 100 dots. It's not what I'm looking for. Probably just click away. But then if we scroll down, we've got page after page after page of letter tracing. So I'm afraid a customer that's gone to Amazon, put in dot-to-dot book or dot-to-dot count to 100, are neither going to find dot-to-dots that go up to 100, nor are they going to find many dot-to-dot pictures by the look of it, because it looks like from the look inside there's mainly letter tracing. I mean, it may be that there are lots of dot-to-dots in there, but all the customers can see is the letter tracing. So again, it's not what the customer's searching for, so they won't purchase this book. So the cover is preventing sales, your subtitle preventing sales, and the interior is preventing sales. The price looks okay, and I don't know, the description looks a bit too long for my likings, a bit too involved, so I can't really be bothered to read all that, so I doubt customers would also. So there's a lot of work to be done here if you want to make sales with this particular niche. Also, if I just click on and look at the back cover where it's got examples of images inside, other than the tiger, I can't see the exact number of dots, but it also looks like there's 2 other pages there without dots going up to 100. So yeah, a lot of work to do, and probably need to start from scratch. Now here's a book I was asked to look at. Dear Stress, I'm Emma, Let's Break Up. My first impressions looking at this was, what on earth's this book about? Is it a journal on relationships, breakup relationships, where someone writes down their thoughts, journal for the day on breakups? I'm not sure. I've not actually come across those types of books. Maybe a niche in there. So when I read the title, Dear Stress, I'm Emma, Let's Break Up, Women Journal Notebook, personalised with Emma. So it's an inspirational women's journal. Well, a breakup relationship journal doesn't sound particularly inspirational to me. I might be wrong. So again, I'm still confused even when I look at this title. So let's go for Women Journal Notebook and put that into Amazon first of all. 20,000 results. Organically, you've probably got very little chance of this ranking. So you're not going to get the traffic that you need to get customers. So you need to start niching down a bit, finding keywords with less competition. Now this is a personalised notebook, an Emma notebook. Now these can be particularly good for gifts, particularly in the 4th quarter when people will search for someone's name and a gift. Now notice you haven't put gift in the title subtitle. That's fine as long as you've got it in one of your 7 keyword boxes. I know Amazon didn't used to like people putting gift in the subtitle. That was with CreateSpace. It seems with KDP they're a bit more lenient on that, but I'd just be careful. But certainly in your 7 keyword boxes, if you get things like gift, present, birthday, that type of thing, that'd be good. But when we come to the name Emma, let's look at the cover. And Emma just looks like it's been stuck in there. Different sized font, okay, maybe to make Emma stand out, but look at the spacing, the line spacing. It's not even. It looks like someone's just come along, taken a load of covers and just plonked in a name. Not even taken the care to look at where it's lined up. So that looks unprofessional, it looks cheap, and will put customers off. Guaranteed. So again, something like this always piques my interest, so I went to look at the other books, and yes, there's other quotes with people's or females' names, looking at the first page, although not there. Jimmy, I'm Jimmy, I'm not short, my height is cute. Now, as far as I'm aware, Jimmy is a boy's name, it's short for James. I'm not sure many Jameses will be in the market for a cute pink unicorn notebook. So whoever's putting the names on here isn't really thinking about the names and just looking at where they're positioned. They've all got line spacing issues. So I suspect maybe the author has done this themselves or outsourced it to say I want all these lists of names putting off, and someone's just gone through on Photoshop or whatever and just put the names in. Almost looks slightly randomly within the cover graphic, and the line spacing is not correct. I guarantee that will put customers off. So again, there's a book with a lot of work to be done in both terms of the title, the keywords and the cover. You know, they're probably the 3 main things that are going to be affecting sales. Then we come to the last notebook, and this is a handwriting practice workbook. And my initial view when looking at the cover was that this is excellent. It's entirely keeping within the niche. If we scroll down and look at these other books that customers have viewed, it wouldn't look out of place at all within these covers. And I've done a lot of research myself on this. In fact, I've done a video on this niche. I'll leave the link above. And I also sell keywords on this niche in my Gumroad shop. I'll leave the link below to that as well if you are interested in this niche. So I think the cover is excellent. I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. The title is all capitalized, punctuation is correct. I like the description, seems easy to read, and you've got the all important bullet points there. Pricing looks fine. Now the only problem with this niche is that it's one of the most popular niches, and I think, as I remember, this particular book here, this My First Learn to Write workbook, I think this ranked number 1 on Amazon for a while back in the April-May sort of lockdown period. So it's a very popular niche. The market is good, potential for big profits, and I like this niche a lot. The only problem is you've got to be careful with the keywords, because you've got to find those keywords that are less competitive with search results less than 1,000. Or you've got that leeway if you're prepared to run ads, but prepare to pay a bit of money for ads if you're going for these competitive keywords, because you're in competition with all these really good selling books with lots of reviews. But it's not impossible. It may take some months to do that and invest in some money up front, but the rewards could be huge. So the main keyword here is handwriting practice workbook, and this gets 50 searches per month on Google. If we look at the searches over the year on Google, we can see May, June, July, August this year was particularly popular. Again, I think all related to the homeschooling, people finding books for their kids to learn with, to practice with whilst they've not been at school. And I can see this niche being extremely popular over winter through well into next year and probably onwards. You know, these are good sellers all year round and will be popular during Q4 especially as well. Let's look at the competition. So for this, there's 3,000 results. So that is a competitive keyword. As I said, if you're prepared to run ads, that's fine. If you're going to rely on organic ranking, you may want to look at doing a bit of keyword research yourself, look at the keywords that Amazon itself offers up, finding out the search results for those, maybe changing the title of your book. It would mean republishing it, but it might be worth it if you can find a less competitive niche. The other keywords looks something like alphabet ABC letter tracing. 1,000 results, so that's less competitive, so that's a bit better. But I think as your main keyword, you may want to go with something a bit competitive. But overall, I love this book. I think it looks excellent. It's professional. It's set out right. There's nothing I can really fault with this, other than that on the organic searches, you may not be getting the traffic due to the competitiveness of the niche. So either pay for ads or look at an alternative title. Now, you have made at least one sale because the bestsellers rank of 8.8 million, but that's nowhere near the potential of this particular niche. Okay, so I think that's enough books for today. If you want me to review your book on YouTube, then you can contact me, just DM me on Instagram, and I'll put that onto my list, but be prepared for a potentially harsh review. Today's books have been interesting, some excellent ones there, or an excellent one, some not as good that need a lot of work. So I hope that benefits you and your books, so that you can then evaluate your books in a similar way that I've evaluated these, and maybe make some changes to improve your sales, get that business really going. So if you did like the video, give it a thumbs up. If not, give it a thumbs down. But make sure you hit the subscribe button and also smash that notification bell. And until next time, goodbye.